Well, there's no secret here. Severe weather has been a prominent part of the forecast across the southeast and south central, not just so far this year, but even stretching back into December and November. Now, we normally see a secondary severe weather season in the late fall and the early winter, but this season has stretched all the way through the month of January, and now we're looking at another severe weather threat as we head into this week. Why is this happening? Well, let's start with this. You have this huge area of moisture in the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf is providing the moisture, a major factor in the development of severe weather. And with the jet stream dipping down a little bit lower, you get these storms essentially being slingshot into this area of warmth and moisture. That's the catalyst. The jet stream and the warmth and moisture are the ingredients. All of those things come together, and there we go. Severe outbreaks over and over again in the same parts of the country. Looking at Louisiana and Mississippi, Alabama, East Texas, for example. And we have two more storms we're watching that could bring the same potential as we move into the coming week. Now we have one storm that will impact the center of the country by early next week, and then another one that will impact the center of the country by mid to late next week. Let's get started here with a look at the upper level energy map. Here's our first storm moving into the west coast through the weekend. Now remember, storms don't stop at state lines, right? And this one is no exception. It starts to cruise into the center of the country. There you go, Kansas into Missouri. There's that big ball of energy, and this will drive that severe weather potential. This one's not going to be a big severe weather maker. We do have the potential for it to happen, but it's not the storm that I'm most focused on. The one I'm most focused on is right here. It's the second storm that comes into the west coast, really the early week, and then by Wednesday and Thursday, look at all that energy, that big bright area of red, orange, and yellow starting to cruise through the central plains. By the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday, that will be our catalyst for severe weather on those days. Here's the first area of storms. Again, Sunday night, that's when it hits the west coast. Really looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for this storm to start cruising further to the east. We could see some snow in the northern plains as a result, but again, that severe weather threat looking at East Texas through Louisiana and Arkansas into central and southern Mississippi and Alabama by the time we get to Tuesday and Tuesday night. If you live in, let's say, Montgomery, if you live in Jackson, Houston, New Orleans, even Shreveport, make sure you're keeping your head on a swivel as severe weather is possible during that time. Here's storm number 2. That snow threat expands. Again, this one's a bit bulkier. There's more energy here. And Wednesday, Thursday, that snow threat starts to cruise through the front range of the Rockies all the way to the upper Midwest. The severe weather threat extends not just across the Gulf Coast this time, but all the way through the Tennessee Valley into southern Kentucky. So we're once again looking at that threat Wednesday and Thursday. It's hard, right? It's rinse and repeat. It's storm after storm. But even with the severe weather fatigue, you have to remember you want to be prepared, not scared. Take the steps you need to in advance. Download the AccuWeather app on your phone and make sure you're checking into the forecast as we move throughout this coming week.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out these other videos here and be sure to subscribe for new content and the latest weather news from AccuWeather.